Hey, how you doing? This is Coach Mark, and I hope your week is starting off phenomenal. I hope it's starting off the way that you want it to. All right. Well, last week I did a video. I think I posted it on my Instagram or on Facebook, and I talked about being successful is like the second hardest thing that you can possibly do. And the hardest thing is living your life as a failure. And I'm telling you, a lot of people think that success comes easy, and it really doesn't. I mean, trying to be successful, it is not going to be easy. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be easy, but you can do it. Anything in life that's worth having is going to be hard, you know? And I kind of almost liken trying to become successful like, we think that, okay, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with geography and whatnot, but it's like if you're in Miami, Florida, right? And you're in Miami, which is the furthest southeastern part of the United States, and you're trying to go to like the furthest west. You're trying to go to California, right? You're trying to go to LA, all the way on the other side of the country. And we think that the way to get to California from Miami is you're going to drive to Miami International Airport, you're going to get on the airplane, and then you're going to fly to California. And guess what? It doesn't work that way. We get to the airport and we see a sign that says the airport is closed, right? So then now we got to take the bus. So we're going to get on the bus, and we might take the bus maybe to to Fort Lauderdale or to West Palm Beach or somewhere further up, a little further north, right? And then when we get there, the bus says, look, it's time for you to get off now. Now you got to go another route. So now you might hitchhike a ride, and you might hitchhike a ride like straight up 95. If any of you ever been to Florida and you know the geography of Florida, you got to hitchhike, you got to go straight up 95. So you might hitchhike a ride all the way to 95. But then when you get to Jacksonville, Florida, and that's where you need to turn off and start heading west towards California, your ride isn't going to Jacksonville, right? I mean, they're not going to California, right? They're going to New York, maybe. They're going straight, and you got to get off. And if you don't get off, then now you're going to end up going in the wrong direction. You're going to be going in a completely different place than where you want to go. So now you got to make up your mind that, okay, you know what? They're going in a different direction than I'm going in. So I got to get out of this car, and I got to start heading west. But then there might be no one that's trying to go west. So guess what you have to do? You have to walk. So you might walk a little bit. You might walk for a few hours. You might get down to about Tallahassee, Florida. Now in Tallahassee, Florida, you're able to buy a little hoopty. You're able to buy a small car for maybe a couple $100s, couple $1,000s or whatever, and you're going to ride that car. You're going to ride it through Tallahassee. You're going to ride through Pensacola. You're going to ride through, what's next, Mobile, Alabama. You're going to ride through Mississippi, and guess what happens? That car breaks down, right? Now, at this point in time, you're frustrated. You want to quit. You want to go back to Miami. You're like, you know what? They can have this success because I'm not cut out for it. But yeah, you are cut out for it. I'm telling you right now, you are cut out for it, but you just got to keep going, right? So then now you're going to walk a little bit further down. You're going to walk down Mississippi, down to Louisiana, right? Down into New Orleans. And then when you get to New Orleans, you're able to catch another bus again. And you're going to ride that bus for a little bit longer, right? You're going to ride that bus into Texas. Then now when you get into Texas, the bus, it's time for you to get off the bus. So you got to get off the bus, and then you got to find a car to get into. Maybe you might hitch another ride or whatever, and you're going to keep going west, and you keep going west. And then, I'm not sure what state is after that, but you just know that you got to keep going west until you get to California. And that's what success is, and they say that you got to, we always hear that you got to love the journey, right? It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And what you have to realize is that everything that you learned along the way, everything along those stops, the little car that you had to buy, the ride that you had to take with somebody going up 95, the bus ride, every single one of those pieces, right? You're going to learn something that's going to help you when you get to California. That if you would have just taken a plane straight to California, you wouldn't have learned. That's why people that do end up getting success right away, they end up losing it, right? They get like 15 minutes of fame and they end up losing the success because they didn't learn all the steps along the way. You got to learn the steps along the way. That's why you have to fall in love with the journey. You can't just be in love with the destination, because when you get to California, you're not going to know what to do. Now, everything that you've learned by having this rough time trying to get to California is all the tools that you need for when you do get to California, and it's going to help you to be that much more successful once you get there. That's why, you know what? It's not going to come easy. But if you make up your mind and you stay dedicated and you just have in your mind exactly where it is that you're trying to get to, and you just make up in your mind that you're not going to quit and you're going to keep going, you're going to keep going. If your car breaks down, if they kick you out the bus, if the ride that you're on ends up wanting to go a different direction, you know where it is that you're trying to go to, and you've made up your mind that that's where you're going to go. That's where you're going to go, and you just keep heading in that right direction. That's why it's so important to set the goals, because if you don't set goals, you'll end up driving further up 95 and you'll be headed to New York when you're really trying to get to California, right? But you have your goals. You know what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You're determined. You're not going to quit. You have this perseverance, and you know that you're just not going to quit until you get to California. And that's what life is about, right? So everything that you're going to learn on that trip is all the stuff you're going to need for when you do get to California. So when you get to California, you will be nothing but super successful, right? I hope you like my little analogy. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. Do something, do something towards your goals. Do something that's going to absolutely change it. Do something that you're going to thank yourself for a year from now, because that's what it's all about, right? We all are trying to accomplish our goals. We're trying to take our lives to the next level. All right. Thank you for watching this short little video, and until next week.